Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Welcome to it. 888-933-93. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I guess we got to jump right into this. There's just a lot to share today. And we have our first American Pope of all time.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus papam. Eminentissimum, ac reverendissimum Dominum. Dominum Robertum Franciscum, Sancte Romane Ecclesiae, Cardinalem Prevost. Qui sibi nomen imposuit Leonem decimum quartum.
$2,000 years of Catholicism, never in America. Of course, for 1,800 of those years, there wasn't a chance for an American Pope. But it turns out...
There he is, right there.
No,
it's not him.
It turns out it is not
What?
Fatimus Maximus.
Oh, come on.
Darn it. Dang it. Next time.
It was a rough night.
Was it?
I mean, I've already had my cry. I don't necessarily need you to rub it in anymore.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, we're sorry, bro.
When the news broke...
I mean, we were so shocked that it wasn't you.
When the news broke yesterday that they had picked a pope from the conclave, thousands of people reached out.
I bet they did.
And then it was leaked that it was an American pope.
Then,
I mean, my blood was...
Obviously.
I was awaiting the call and the text from the Vatican, hey, get here.
Right, right.
That never came.
Didn't come.
Or maybe it was just, you were getting so many texts, they tried.
I will say, this gets me one step closer.
Yes.
Because now we have an American pope.
At least that ground has been broken.
Yeah.
You know, had you gone to the Vatican in advance and been there for the conclave, I wonder if that would have tipped the scales, as it were.
Look, I cried about that last night as well.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Had to be. It's the only explanation.
Got a glad hand,
Right? Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, had to be there. They would have had to wait too long for you to come out on the balcony. And plus, they would have had to steel reinforce the balcony. So that would have been a difficult process.
Why would they?
That's a big announcement.
It's because it's a big announcement.
Heavy.
You know?
Heavy announcement.
And so put some girders in there just to strengthen it a bit. But now they didn't have to do any of that because it wasn't you.
He's tearing up again.
Let me eat! It's Cardinal Robert Provost. Provost? Provost?
Yeah, yes.
However you say his name.
Jeffy doesn't care.
I don't, actually. No.
It's Leo XIV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, to you. Thank you very much. They think he took Leo because he's so progressive. And apparently Leo XIII was quite progressive.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be a social justice
We're told he's a centrist.
papacy again.
He's a centrist.
Centrist. Mm-hmm. Certainly doesn't seem like it from what I've read about him.
No, it does not.
You know, I'm not Catholic, but it is amazing how much sway the Catholic Pope has when he speaks.
And I'll say this: I will tell you this right now, Pat. That when the conclave elects me Pope, when I first come out onto the balcony, whether it's
look out below,
I will do it in English.
Oh, good.
Because Mr. American Pope did not do that.
Wow.
He did it in Italian and then Peruvian or whatever that, whatever he speaks down there.
Spanish.
Yeah,
Peru.
whatever it is.
He didn't speak Chicago.
No, he did
where
not.
He's from. Yeah.
No, he did not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
It's a lot.
red flags, obviously.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
he retweeted a whole bunch of anti-Trump stuff. I mean, none of it, I guess, came from him, but he apparently agreed with it all.
I mean, that's his account.
Yeah. So he passed it along, that's for sure.
Yeah, and on the issues of immigration, we know he called out J.D. Vance, or at least retweeted, like you said.
Oh, so he's going to tear down the 40-foot wall in front of the Vatican? Is that his first?
Maybe. That's
his
first order.
Yeah. I'm going to allow anybody who wants to come into the Vatican to go ahead and come into the Vatican. We got a lot of room here. All come free.
I'm telling my specific guards, my own army, stand down.
Yeah.
Stand down. Let them in.
I'm just bringing them in. Sleep wherever you want.
He tweeted out something about gun control was necessary. Yeah. But on the other side of this, I mean, he actually, this is a quote from him: the promotion of gender ideology is confusing because it seeks to create
how about that?
genders that don't exist.
I mean, he's gonna
how dare he say that?
He's gonna go with the church on that.
How about that? Well, good. I mean, that's something anyway, right?
That's something.
We can find some common ground there.
But yeah, he already held his first mass this morning.
Oh, that was quick,
Pope.
huh?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I saw. Oh, yeah, I did. I think he's 67, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
67. It happened on the fourth vote, so it went pretty quick. It happened pretty much right after the show. So,
yeah.
There it is. How long it's taken to elect popes. Do you know what the longest is?
Yeah, well, that's what started the conclave, right?
The longest conclave ever was 3 years.
Holy!
That's what started
3 years.
That's what started the keeping it. They shut them down. They finally locked them down, and then they put them in a building with no roof and said, "Let's go, get to it."
From 1278 to 1281.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how long that thing took.
Let's see here. I don't know why, but the group Catholics for Choice were blasting him yesterday. I'm looking to see what his stance was on abortion that they didn't like.
Catholics for Choice. So
like
that must mean he's pro-life.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Which, I mean, you would hope so. From
no kidding.
Right.
And let me ask you a question, and just as the now shadow pope in waiting, pope in waiting. I mean, if he goes on vacation, I'm willing to fill in. If you're a Catholic for Choice, are you Catholic?
And that's what I was trying to figure out. There's a group called Catholics for Choice. He's 69. He'll be 70 in September, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
Must have been somebody else.
I thought.
Looking at it right here, boys. And he apparently was meeting with the previous Pope Francis just before they defrocked the Texas guy, the priest who was taking a stand against Joe Biden. So I don't know if he influenced that decision.
Well, he's one of Francis's boys.
Yeah.
And the thing was, Pope Francis appointed 108 out of the 133 electors. So this almost was certainly going to be somebody who agreed with him.
89.
Yeah.
To get the papacy.
So there was plenty of Pope Francis picks in there to vote for somebody to continue his agenda, not go back to the traditionalist ways.
And according to reports, Pope Leo will be the closest you'll get to Pope Francis.
Yeah.
And who will be known as his progressive social justice ideals.
Yep, exactly.
Another strike against me.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't go that route, would you?
No.
So you'd return the church to its traditional values.
I'm willing to. I bend the knee to God. I'm not
good. Okay.
And I bowed to the Pope, but I didn't bend the knee.
Well, okay. But you did bow.
Oh yeah. He's the Pope.
All right, sure.
Oh, he's right there next to God.
Okay. If you were to elect an American Pope, would have liked to have seen it be Cardinal Dolan. That would have been great. He seems more traditionalist, certainly, than this guy. You know who the other one in consideration I found out just yesterday was? Cardinal Joe Tobin was a strong candidate.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was a possibility. There's a bunch of Italians and people from Africa.
The one guy from Africa was really good, and there's the guy from the Philippines that was really good. But I don't know that.
But mostly, I don't think they had a chance.
I don't know that. I don't think Tobin was even in front of me, to be honest. But okay, whatever you say.
He was in there somewhere. It's hard to gauge at this point because they did not go with you, so I don't know how close in the running.
Correct.
Apparently, it stays.
They burned the votes.
Yeah, we're never going to find out.
I'm told through the grapevine that I was number 2. I was second. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what
makes sense.
That's what I heard.
I was told that I got as many votes as you did.
Stop
that can't be, right?
Stop it.
That can't be. I heard that I got as many, Keith got as many,
oh my gosh,
and Kris got as many votes as you did.
Keep spreading fake news. Okay. All right.
So you're not buying it at all. All right.
Next time, be there. That's all I can say.
Incorrect.
Right. We're all heartbroken for you, Jeffy.
Oh, thank you.
Wish you had made the trip over there, but...
Yeah, and I guess you had a similar run-in with Pope Leo XIII back in the 1870s when you were...
That guy. Don't even get me started.
And another social justice guy, which is why he took the name.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, it's apparent that he's going to continue on the path that Pope Francis.
And he's definitely, he's been working at the Vatican. I mean, he's well aware of all the inner workings.
In charge of the bishops or something?
Yeah, he picked them.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently that's one of the most powerful positions in the church. And they did have an issue with a whole bunch of these guys that may have covered up for priests who were involved in things. And so, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I don't follow it that closely. But that's what they were saying, was that a couple of these guys were tainted with some scandal. And I don't think Provost is. So they got that going for him. Meanwhile, President Trump posted this on Truth Social shortly after the announcement. Congratulations to Cardinal Robert Francis Provost, who was just named Pope. It's such an honor to realize that he's the first American Pope. What excitement and what a great honor for our country. I look forward to meeting Pope Leo XIV. It will be a very meaningful moment. That's nice.
That's nice.
That is nice. Presidential? Nice. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out.
It must cut off below where it said, I wish he spoke English.
Yeah, they didn't have room for that on the page.
Ran out of characters.
And we're trying to conserve because we don't want to kill a whole bunch of trees needlessly. So we just left that part out.
What's funny was I was watching ABC News live for the whole coverage, and the anchors noticed that his Italian sounded more like Spanish because it was. So his Italian was a little bit of a hybrid between Italian and Spanish.
And that's bound to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's funny. The translator tried his best to translate.
When you speak multiple languages, it's tough sometimes. It gets turned around.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah. And you know that because...
I mean, I'm just telling you. It's hard.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. As someone with experience
you hear it, and then your immediate response is in your mother language.
Oh, okay.
But then you're trying to speak another language, and
it's difficult.
It
can
gets
be
muddy.
hard. Yeah.
Gets muddy.
All right. So we embark on a brand new adventure.
Like your tone.
This guy could be Pope for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Really long time. You never know. So at a time of global challenges, we'll see how this guy responds. As the first American Pope of all time. And we've been told how many times that just can't happen.
Right.
That'll never happen. So I was really shocked when it did. Interesting. So President Trump was asked yesterday if he'd be meeting with the new Pope.
Are you planning to meet the Pope in the near future?
Mr. President.
Have you met him before? They've already called. When is that? Do you have a timing in mind?
They have already spoken to us, and we'll see what happens. But again, to have the Pope from the United States of America, that's a great honor. That's a great honor.
Sir, had you asked before? Sir, had you...
I'm watching, and they said, he's from America. I said, that's great.
Are you going to...
Jack it up all the way.
The gaggle of the press hollering questions.
I know. It's so obnoxious. And especially the shrill...
just
shut up.
I wish you'd just say that.
Shut up. Oh, man. All right. Instead of the usual flowers or last-minute Amazon panic buy, give your wife something that actually feeds her soul. A ticket to Share the Arrows with Blaze Media's own Allie Beth Stuckey in Allen, Texas, October 11th. It's not just an event. It's a really powerful, faith-filled experience where women come together to be encouraged, to be equipped, and to be reminded of their purpose as wives, moms, and daughters of God. And let's be honest, she carries a lot on her shoulders. This is a chance for her to be poured into for once. This year's lineup is fantastic. All kinds of your favorite female leaders. You're going to love this. And you got to get your tickets right away. And worship with the amazing people that are going to be there. It's going to be powerful weekend that your wife won't want to miss. You don't have to wait on shopping or shipping. You don't have to wrap anything up. You'll have instant peace of mind knowing that you got her something meaningful, something that speaks to her heart and strengthens her walk with Christ. So, if you want to show her how much she means to you, this is it. This is your big chance. Tickets go on sale, and they will go fast. Don't wait. Go to sharethearrows.com and get your tickets now. That's sharethearrows.com, because nothing says I appreciate you like giving her a weekend filled with worship and community. Sharethearrows.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yes, sir. You are, and thanks for doing it. Still trying to help Jeffy through the trauma of
you got to be there for
the new Pope.
Wait, now it's trauma?
It's trauma.
I'm trying to move on. I may need some trauma leave.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Like, how long do you think?
I don't know.
Well,
I think,
not as much as Congress, I hope.
Well, I mean, the usual trauma leave is what, 30 to 45 days?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know what the average is.
I don't know what. Yes.
I do know we do have some time coming up here around Memorial Day. So if you can hang on that long.
No, but he said
just
now.
Just a second. Holidays are...
That doesn't count?
He's like, you're not taking my holiday.
Okay.
Oh, poor Jeffy.
All right. So we go to our last president who was such a joy. If you remember correctly. Remember him?
I do.
Joe Robinette Biden.
Unforgettable.
Now, there's a guy who could be Pope in his prime because he's so super Doppler Catholic that, he would just return that church to its traditional foundational values. You know that. But he made an appearance yesterday on The View.
He did first appearance.
Except for
being president. First time he's been on ABC's The View.
Yeah, not the first, but
wait.
Happened
that's what they said
after the BBC interview. But yeah, they did say that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Was this taped? Have we heard yet? We don't know.
That was my guess.
They're not taping it though. The View people don't know.
They might have held it for Thursday ratings. I don't know.
They might have. They might have, and they waited a little bit too long. Yep. If that's the way they did this thing.
If they made that deal, maybe they didn't make the deal and they just used it as an announcement. And then he was like, "Well, I never said it was going to be the first one. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to BBC first."
That's possible.
Yeah.
But here is that spectacular appearance.
That's the word.
The project, the benefits. How do you lead the world without having the best infrastructure? How do you lead the world without having the best healthcare in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best education system? How do you lead the world when you don't have that done?
Oh, man, do I miss him.
Gosh.
Man, do I miss him.
Epic.
I'm the words about. How do you lead the world? Are
we already replaying?
How do you lead the world?
It was incoherent.
How do you lead the world when? I don't know, Joe.
I love how the clip starts with him like touching Joy.
Yeah,
and she's just like,
get off me, old man. That's what the vibe was, and that's amazing.
Let go of me, man.
That is because Joy would.
Holy crap.
All right, let's see that again.
And as he's talking,
awesome.
as he's babbling incoherently, notice his left hand. What happened there? Is that
all the projects, the benefits? How do you lead the world without having the best infrastructure?
Oh, wow.
How do you lead the world without having the best healthcare in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best education system in the world? How do you lead the world when you don't have that done?
How do you lead the world when
What the hell did you
Joy
just say?
You can't look at all of them at the same time.
I know,
but Joy's looking off camera like, is this English? What are we doing here? Oh my gosh.
I think that's a Band-Aid on his left hand, isn't
something
it?
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a tat.
Yeah.
MS-13. Get his ass out. Whatever it takes, man.
That's what they should do is Photoshop.
MS-13.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to Photoshop the tats on that hand. It's so great. All right, one more time because I love the beginning too. It's like
0 to 60.
The project, the benefits. How do you lead the world without having the best infrastructure in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best healthcare in the world? How do you lead the world without having the best education system in the world? How do you lead the world when you don't have that done?
That's awesome. He's so terrible.
So bad. Wow. Plus, there was more. The incoherent babbling didn't end there.
The show's an hour long.
Right. So there's a lot to cherish here.
Yeah. Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency. Yeah. What is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong.
What a surprise.
Nothing to sustain that.
Come on!
Two, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection.
No, we didn't have an insurrection.
We had a circumstance where
gotta be kidding me.
We were in a position that we
it's despicable.
The pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying. 1 million people dying.
Pause it. Almost all of that happened under his administration.
Well, that's because of the incompetence of the previous administration.
The 1.2 million figure that we're where we eventually wound up, most of those are under his direction. Yeah. So he's blaming it all on President Trump. It's despicable. This guy is despicable. And there was more, I think.
We found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues.
Forgetting.
And which I won't go into.
Where am I going?
In interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And
you got what done?
One of the things that well,
and Alyssa,
I love that. Pause it. All right, you got to go back 10 seconds at least, because once again, he can't finish his thought because it's gone.
Completely
it's just gone. One of the things that
it already started. It started earlier because in the interest of time.
Anyway, and that's his out every single. Anyway, I've said too much. So he's already going there. Yeah, go back about 30 seconds because you can tell.
I know
he's floundering. He's out to lunch.
And Jill is sweating. Jill's ready to jump in.
Yep. And she does.
And that's what she's there for.
1 million people dying. And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues.
Yeah, you beat Medicare.
I won't go into the time.
In the interest of time.
So we went to work, and we got it done. And
what done?
One of the things that
here we go.
And Alyssa, one of the things I think
and she jumps in.
The people who
he had
wrote
no
those
idea.
books
No,
were
I can't
not
even listen
in
to
the
her.
White House.
Stop. I can't.
No, she's going to tell you how hard he works, Pat.
Joe
how hard he worked.
every
Every
single day.
Listen, he worked
he'd
every
get
day.
Up, he'd
get up,
put in a full day,
okay,
and then at night I'd be in bed, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being so president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president.
No.
And if you look at things today,
You go ahead and think that.
He worked really hard.
if you look at things today, it'd be Joe Biden anytime.
What a surprise.
I know.
What a surprise.
That's worth the invitation to come to the show.
Joe. You're a charmer. Oh, wow. What a despicable couple they are.
Oh.
I can't decide who I dislike more between the two of them.
They're neck and neck.
I mean, I dislike them with all the intensity of 10 trillion white-hot burning suns. But I don't hate, because that would be wrong.
That'd be wrong.
It's just sheer, unadulterated, white-hot dislike. That's all that is. That's all it is. But he explained why Kamala Harris lost in November, so that should be enlightening.
Okay.
And it was like 2016 all over again. So why do you think the vice president lost, and were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the vice president was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America. But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route.
What?
I mean, this is
how?
A woman.
In what way?
She's that. I mean, it really. I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country and
give me an example
woman of mixed race.
Give me one example
of mixed race
of where they said anything about her being a woman and why she couldn't serve because she's a woman. They talked about what a dope she is, but that had nothing to do with womanhood
or mixed race
or mixed race
Nobody
at all.
brought up either of those.
What
Nice
are you
try.
Well, Trump did a couple
about?
times, right? Trump, whatever race she was Indian, and now she's African American, something like that.
Yeah, but that's her bringing it up.
Correct.
And him just
He's
repeating it
commenting
back.
about what she said. Yeah.
What's this, Kris? Clip 19. Biden still thinks he could have won against Trump? Oh, stop.
Well, Mr. President, you had previously said that you thought that you would have won. Since then, Donald Trump won all the battleground states and made inroads with almost every major demographic, from working class voters to Hispanic men to black men. Knowing what you know now, do you think you would have beat him?
Yeah, he still got 7 million fewer votes.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. A lot of people didn't show up. Number one. Number two, they're very close in those toss-up states. It was it wasn't a slam dunk, and so look,
I can't.
Every time I've been on the show, which I've been fortunate to be on more than once. Thanks for having me.
Has he
is
been
that
on more
we
than
talk? You guys don't focus on as much, and I think it's good on polling numbers. But let me put it this way: he's had the worst 100 days any president's ever had.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That is not a fact, but
That takes you back to 2021.
And I would not say, honesty's been a strong point.
Oh my
gosh. Joe Biden speaking about someone's honesty.
Right?
How the hell
Holy
did
cow.
we make it through 4 years of that guy?
Holy crap. Everything this guy says is a lie.
I know.
Well, honesty's not his strong point.
He still didn't get as many votes as I did the last time I voted.
I'm honest.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was as bad as I thought it was going to be. Maybe even worse.
I mean,
It's just, I don't know why he continues to do these. Every time he shows up somewhere in public, he shows how compromised he is.
Yeah.
Every single time. There's no way around it. Even if he eventually gets to a point, it takes him so long to do it, and he loses his place so many times. It's obvious that he's disintegrating right before our eyes. But I got it done.
You can make the case that it's kind of sad, but he's the one dragging his butt out there. So.
I know. We're way beyond sad. Way beyond.
Well, maybe you as a layperson, but me as a shadow pope.
Right. You have to be kind of sad for him because, you're much more humane, of course.
Thank you.
And sensitive.
Thank you. That's me.
Than I am. Yes, Mr. Sensitivity. That's what they call you.
That was going to be your first order of business, actually, if you had been installed as the new pope, is to excommunicate Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Would that be too harsh?
You're still lobbying.
Yeah.
He's still lobbying for a job that went to somebody else. I see. Okay.
And the guy's only 69, so he might be there a while. You're going to have to get used to it.
Not.
You never know. You never know. 888-900-3393. More coming up. We'll do Chewing the Fat. Fat 5, or whatever we call it on Fridays.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets. Lupus Noctis tweets, keep the faith, Jeffy. You can still be canonized as a saint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty final on the Pope thing, though. And that's not necessarily over.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
There can still be a Fatimus papacy here. We're not totally giving up on that.
Pope Obesius could happen.
It could happen.
And I, like I said yesterday, it did feel final. But once I got past my cry.
Yeah.
Then you moved on.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I think you have a better chance of being pope than a saint, though.
Well, nobody asked you, actually.
It's a good point. Rowdy introvert. Jeffy would have returned the Catholic Church to traditional form. Pretty sure Jeffy would have instituted big boy movie nights, Business Week, and the Vatican City Zoo of endangered animals.
Wait, what's Business Week?
First of all, there's nothing wrong with having the Vatican Zoo. That's no one's more
that'd be great.
Than me. Business Week, maybe just business night at the chapel.
Okay.
For couples.
Joplin Steve. Joe clearly got into Hunter's stash. Oh, for the View interview?
I wish he might have been better with it.
Yeah, no kidding. And from Bunter Hayden, so coherent and pandemic, million, billion, trillion.
There it is.
Yeah, we got all that
Inherited.
stuff. Yeah, I was and got it done. And
that's the stutter, though. See that?
I've said too much.
That's the stutter. I think that we saw come to life there.
Right.
He hasn't
his
been
lifelong problem.
He hasn't been in the public eye very long lately, and now the stuttering is coming back.
Sure.
Okay.
And while that, the former president was babbling all of that garbage with the coven, the current president was inking a trade deal with the UK.
Right.
This morning, I'm thrilled to announce that we have reached a breakthrough trade deal with the United Kingdom. Incredible country. Today is a victory day for World War II. We won the war together exactly 80 years ago, so there could be no more perfect morning to reach this historic agreement. And it's beautiful weather out. I will tell you that, Keir. Beautiful weather. It's so perfect outside. But it's really, in particular, the agreement with one of our closest and most cherished allies. And we're so happy that that's the way it worked out. I want to thank Prime Minister Starmer and his very talented team for their outstanding work and partnership.
Now get out.
Today's agreement with the UK is the first in a series of agreements on trade that my administration has been negotiating over the past 4 weeks. With this deal, the UK joins the United States in affirming that reciprocity and fairness is an essential and vital principle of international trade.
I don't think we know the details yet, but that's going to come out, I think, once they finalize
Put full screen 6 up.
They talked about they're doing the 10% on most stuff, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the 10% stays in place. 1.8 going that way. And farmers, I know that the Nebraska governor is very stoked about this. A lot of incentives for farmers and ranchers in this country.
Good.
So yeah, it's what, $5 billion? I can't see the rest of that.
Yes.
Tariff revenue, $6 billion. Yeah. I mean,
increase in export is $5 billion. So the new market access. Apparently, it's been pretty tough for American products to get into Great Britain.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be much better now. So good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's check in with Jeffy and get the Fat Five.
All right. Well, more news from the UK, actually. Congratulations to Lorna Rook. She, a former blood donation worker of the National Health Service in the UK, you know it as the NHS, apparently comparing someone at work to a Star Wars character, villain, Darth Vader, is insulting and upsetting. Now, this was an employment tribunal judge, Catherine Ramsden. She or he or they or them, or not sure which, the judge, concluded that being told you have the same personality type as Darth Vader is a workplace detriment. So the legendary villain of Star Wars series and being aligned with his personality is insulting. Apparently, a coworker took a Star Wars-themed psychological test on her behalf and told colleagues that she fell into the Sith Lords category. So she won her case for a detriment after a protected disclosure. She was awarded €28,989.
Oh, come on. Oh, man.
So she made a little cash. So don't call anybody Darth Vader. Don't be taking psychological tests for coworkers.
Okay.
And then telling them what they...
How they did.
Were, yeah. Staying in the UK, the United Kingdom's high-risk research agency will fund a €56.8 million worth of projects in the controversial area of geoengineering, manipulating Earth's environment to avert negative effects of climate change. The 21 projects include small-scale outdoor experiments that will attempt to thicken Arctic sea ice and to brighten clouds so that they reflect more sunlight. The hope, obviously, is the technologies could one day contribute to efforts to prevent the planet from passing dangerous climate tipping points. Now, this is supported by the Advanced Research and Invention Agency, AREA, as part of a 5-year exploring climate cooling program. The funding package is the latest, which was established in 2023 by the UK government and modeled on the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency with an €800 million budget. So it funds high-risk, high-reward research into technologies that could have major consequences for humanity, including artificial intelligence and neurotechnology. Maybe they haven't heard that the Earth does what the Earth does. I know you mentioned this the other day, I think on Overtime. Antarctica reversed the trend and gains ice for the first time in decades, according to this new study by the Science China Earth Sciences.
What? That's not possible.
The Earth.
It's regaining ice?
It's regaining ice.
Huh.
So
that's weird.
That is weird.
Here's the thing. Have you ever considered the fact that
carbon emissions also trap heat? Today's report shows oceans have absorbed 90% of that heat, raising ocean temperatures by half a degree.
Wow.
Had all that heat
new?
gone into the atmosphere, air tempeers could have risen by more than 200 degrees.
Holy cow. That's warm. That's too warm.
That's too warm. But listen, the Earth did what the Earth does.
That's right.
That's just like this New York Times headline. Recession warnings are everywhere except in the data.
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell are we doing? It's the stupidest story. Yeah, and then MSNBC, of course, put that up yesterday. Recession warnings are everywhere. Well, except in the data. I mean, they are trying so hard.
They sure are.
It is pathetic.
They sure are.
Isn't it the data we use
to
determine whether or not a recession is on the way?
That's the exact point. Yes,
and that was from MSNBC?
New York Times. MSNBC
because there's another New York Times headline that I loved was, it's the most sensitive subject in the White House. Where is Melania? Mrs. Trump has spent fewer than 14 days at the White House since her husband was inaugurated 108 days ago. So
he doesn't need a babysitter the way Joe did.
So guess what? They have a place in Manhattan. They have a place in Florida. They have another place in New Jersey. She gets to stay where she wants.
Right. We didn't elect her president.
And we just saw her. She was just there making a new postage stamp for Barbara Bush. She's there. She's so.
Don't worry about where she's.
Thank you. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcasts. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Rate and review where possible.
And you know what? Let me tell you about Raycon as well. Dads teach us a lot. They teach us how to fix things for ourselves, how to pick ourselves up and power on. Even how to make do with less so that the family has more. So this Father's Day, I guess we're just conceding that Mother's Day has already gone by.
We're done?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're over with Mother's Day? Because Mom doesn't need these.
Let's show our dads and our moms. I'm going to throw moms in there, too. You got a couple of days.
It's a good Mother's Day present to give to Dad so he doesn't have to listen to Mom.
They both deserve the world at a price even they will be impressed by. So if you can sneak it in for Mother's Day, that'd be great. Otherwise, this Father's Day, treat Dad to a pair of everyday earbuds by Raycon because he deserves to relax, recharge, and enjoy his favorite music and podcasts and calls in crystal clear sound. Raycon's latest model is better than ever with a 32-hour battery life, multi-point connectivity, and that will let your dad pair with two devices at once. Finally, he can wave goodbye to that tangled old pair of wired earbuds. Speaking of battery life, with Raycon's quick charge function, just 10 minutes of charging yields 90 minutes of battery. I love these so much. They sound great. They sound as good, if not better, than the earbuds that cost twice as much. And they stay in your ears. I love that feature. They've got all kinds of different gel tips to fit your ear size. So these are the perfect gift. If somebody got me even more earbuds, I would be ecstatic with that. And right now, you can go to raycon.com, R-A-Y-C-O-N, raycon.com/gray, buy raycon.com/Pat Gray. Just gray. Okay, so let me try this again. Buy raycon.com/gray. Get 15% off site-wide. Raycon is offering up to 15% site-wide when you go to buyraycon.com/gray. Buy, B-U-Y, Raycon, R-A-Y-C-O-N. Buyraycon.com/gray.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, welcome back to Pat Gray Unleashed as we continue on with the Fat Five. Heads up, a Soviet-era rocket capsule, the Cosmos 482, is due to hit Earth tonight, tomorrow. We don't really know. We don't know when. We don't know where. The 1,100-pound spacecraft will crash. Experts estimating a low 1 in 25,000 risk to humans. That's a high risk, I would say.
Yeah.
So Cosmos 482 was launched in March 1972, slated to become the Soviet Union's 9th uncrewed mission to Venus as part of their Venera program. While a similar mission launched days earlier made it to Venus, Cosmos 482 failed to escape low orbit instead of separating into 4 pieces. 1 piece is already burned up. 2 landed in New Zealand fields. Atmospheric drag has since pulled the landing capsule toward Earth. Yeah, atmospheric drag, man. You just can't mess with that. The titanium spacecraft is currently traveling at 17,000 miles per hour. It will hit Earth's surface at about 150 miles per hour. So if it hits where you're at, that's not going to be good. That's not going to end well for you at 150 miles an hour. So, I mean, just keep an eye out because you don't want that hitting you. And we don't know. Sometime tonight, maybe tomorrow,
Okay.
Somewhere. Sometime.
Somewhere.
Or somewhere.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Just
Okay.
good luck.
Just keep looking
Keep
up.
an eye out.
Good luck. God
Yeah,
bless.
keep an eye. Right. Keep an eye out. Disney. You know them, you love them. Announced it will build
I
its
really don't.
7th theme park.
This is something that I was just going to talk about. And now you've stolen it. You've stolen it.
We'll just move on. We'll just move on.
He's got plenty.
No, we'll just move on. I'll talk about the Kennedy Arts Center.
Okay. Yes, do.
All right.
What is it?
That's fine. Let's see. The Kennedy Arts Center just found out that apparently President Trump was going to go to a show there. And on Wednesday, CNN reported 10 out of the 12 actors in a Les Miserables tour group plan to boycott the Kennedy Center performance that Trump plans to attend. So Kennedy Center director Richard Grinnell delivered a response to the performers' plans. He said, we haven't heard this rumor, but the Kennedy Center will no longer fund intolerance. So any performer who isn't professional enough to perform for patrons of all backgrounds, regardless of political affiliation, won't be welcomed. In fact, we think it would be important for those vapid and intolerant artists to ensure producers know they shouldn't hire, and the public knows which shows have political litmus tests to sit in the audience.
Great.
He continued.
Good
the
stuff.
Kennedy Center wants to be a place where people of all political stripes are next to each other and never ask who someone voted for, but instead enjoy a performance together. I mean, isn't that what we want?
This administration
Isn't
does
that what we
not
want?
take anything lying down,
so
and
great.
I love it.
That's
so great.
Yes.
So if they do boycott it, they're going to be fired.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Well, I don't know. I don't
love
know.
that.
I don't know if they will. They'll probably just be called out, right? Because that's a separate. The show is
Well,
a
they won't
separate
be allowed to
entity.
perform
Right.
at the Kennedy Center.
Right.
So
Yeah. Have
good
a
luck
nice-
with that.
I know. How about just do the show?
Yeah.
Let's do the show.
Yeah.
Do your stupid Les Miserables that's been around for 8,000 years.
It's pathetic.
It's the Kennedy Center. It's beautiful. Just do your show. It's agonizing. Another heads up, which is it's coming on the 19th of this month. Apparently, Netflix is going to roll out a new overhaul to their features. That's more clean and modern, featuring visual elements for shows and movies, while also managing to cram in more relevant information about them. So they're overhauling the recommendation engine to be more responsive to your moods and interests in the moments. Our current TV experience was built for streaming shows and movies. This one is designed to give us a more flexible canvas. And in the future, they've got all these live events coming up. They want to make it more interactive for the live events. I would just be ready to remember your password because they'll probably just log everybody out. And you'll get a big reset. They didn't say that, but it's going to be, they're adding new vertical video previews, AI incorporated search tools. So they're probably good luck. Have fun with your new Netflix interface because it wasn't working. It just wasn't working well enough now. I mean, it kind of was.
I don't know how many.
It was fine.
How many different open streams do you have around the nation, Jeff Fisher?
Compared to,
just wondering how many logins are happening under your account right now.
Well, see, that's the thing. When you get logged out, I mean, then you got to remember all the passwords. You got to remember which ones you were using for which app. It does get a little lengthy. You're right, and I don't know. I don't to answer your question.
Good luck. Good luck with the reset.
I don't know.
That was a story for you.
That's it for the Fat Five.
And what a Fat Five it was.
Oh, thank you.
But we will talk about the new Disney theme park.
The 7th theme park.
This is unreal.
This is going to be wild.
Such a great story on hypocrisy. No self-awareness from these people at all. Bob Iger announcing this new park with no regret, no sense of irony, nothing. We'll get into all that coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And how? We got to share this Disney story with you. This drives me out of my mind. Okay, you remember Disney threw an absolute conniption fit over the "don't say gay" thing?
Forever.
The legislation in Florida, they went on and on and on. Don't say gay. First of all, "don't say gay" wasn't an actual thing. It had nothing to do with saying the word gay. But Disney made a massive deal
they did.
out of it.
It took a long time for them to go back home with their tail between their leg over that.
Yeah. And the whole effort was to keep sexual content away from children in like 3rd and 4th grade in Florida. They just wanted children to be able to be children. Didn't want to have to saddle them with all this kind of stuff. Leave that to the parents anyway. I don't care if they're in high school. Let the parents talk to them about sexual matters.
There's a thought.
Yeah. Call me crazy. But now, after having a conniption fit over the law in Florida, now they make the announcement that they're doing a massive deal for a brand new theme park in Abu Dhabi, where it is illegal to be gay. Huh. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
It's literally punishable by 14 years in prison if you're convicted of being gay.
Right.
But I guess Disney doesn't have a problem with that.
When asked, most people say they're not gay.
Yes, right.
In Abu Dhabi.
That's why a lot of the Muslim leaders claim they don't have any gays in their
That's
country.
correct.
Right, because nobody will admit it. Nope. The ones who do are dead. Or in prison. So, yeah, you probably don't have that much of a gay population there. It's inconceivable that they don't have any sense of, hey, this is maybe hypocritical of us, right? He went
way.
I think he was in Abu Dhabi to make the announcement, wasn't he?
Maybe. I mean, with that, I don't know that for a fact.
Bob Iger, I think, went to Abu Dhabi.
I saw the pictures of him.
Yeah.
It probably was in Abu Dhabi, yeah.
It's going to be a $10 billion theme park.
Incredible.
$10 billion. It's the most expensive ever built, and Disney doesn't have to invest a dime in it.
Nope.
UAE is going to do the whole project for them.
They're just going to
all $10 billion they're going to pay for.
Disney said it's going to start getting royalties for the IP as soon as the park opens.
Isn't that wonderful for Disney?
It is, isn't it?
And not a care in the world about the law in Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates. Not a word about, hey, in order for us to do that, you might want to change the law here that you can be gay and that's not a crime.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope, we're not doing that.
No discussion of that at all.
Wait.
So you said it was 14 years? Up to 14 years?
Up to 14 years.
If you're found to be gay. Mm-hmm. Up to 10 years, even if it's consensual sex.
Okay.
And then also cross-dressing is illegal.
Oh, what?
Just even cross-dressing is illegal in the UAE.
So the trans community doesn't dominate society in the UAE like they do here?
Weird, isn't it?
That's weird. Yeah,
that is weird.
Huh.
But Disney's
That's
okay
weird.
with that.
They're fine with that.
Fine with that.
Yeah. But don't say gay in Florida.
You can't have right. You can't have even an LGBTQ supporter advocacy organization in the country.
My gosh.
So he talked about it usually takes 2 years to develop and 5 years to build. So at least 5 years.
7 and 30 minutes.
Correct, but it'll be at least 5 years until it opens.
I thought you said 2 to develop, 5 to build. That's 7.
Normally, that's what Iger said. They've already got it. They're already developing.
They got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads. You got 30 minutes.
That's right.
So in 30 minutes, there's going to be a new theme park?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's how fast it takes.
That's great.
Holy
That's
crap.
how fast it takes.
That's really fast.
They said 120 million people live within a 4-hour flight of UAE.
Okay.
So, I mean, they've already got the SeaWorld and Warner Brothers World, and that island alone where they're building it had 38 million visitors last year alone.
Oh, wow.
So
wow,
I know why they're doing it.
Be something to behold.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah.
I guess the bottom line means something to them.
Yes, it does.
In the UAE,
yes, it does. It's okay. You're not.
What was the last theme park they built here in America? Was it Disney World? I think it might be Disney World. They've added to it. Of course, they did the Star Trek thing. Or not Star Trek, Star Wars. They did the Star Wars area.
Last theme park Disney built?
Yeah.
In America?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, they built one in China. They built one in Hong Kong. But they haven't built one in America in, I don't know, 50 years.
Now they're working on cruise ships. And,
They
made a lot of money.
Theme parks last quarter, not last year, last quarter made $9 billion for Disney. So that gives you a little hint of why they're doing this.
Recent park built by Disney was in 2001, Disney California Adventure.
Oh, is that a whole separate thing though, or is that just adding to Disneyland?
It says it's at the Disneyland Resort.
Yeah. They've added, like I said, they've added to their parks, but they haven't built a
they've done a few
brand new
remodels, but they haven't built a new one.
This is a whole new thing,
right?
A $10 billion venture with UAE,
and this is all profit, huh?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They don't have. It doesn't cost them a dime, not a dime.
I mean, how could you? I know that they're hypocrites, and it's pathetic what they did.
I know no self-awareness whatsoever.
Right. But if it's about dollars and cents, they would be foolish to turn this down.
Well, yes, they would. But
yes, they would.
On the same, how good would they look if they said,
"Hey,
we really want to do this"?
You know what? Our sensibilities preclude us from making a lot of money in your country. Unless you change the law. Now, you change the law, we'd be happy to come in.
In fact, we'll even
That's what they tried to do in Florida.
Yeah.
They tried to change it in Florida. So why wouldn't you do that in the UAE?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, it's a great deal for Disney, and you'd be stupid not to do it. However, you're a sack of crap for doing it.
Right.
You're
and
a hypocritical sack of crap.
Anything. Yeah. Not saying a word about anything else. Just, that's fine.
That's fine. You know what? That's going to be a lot of money
We're just going
to
look the other way.
That's what they're doing.
Yep. I didn't want those gays at the park anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? That's going to be interesting when they build that. When Pride Month comes up, hey, where's your gay days in Abu Dhabi? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Strangely non-existent, you'll find.
The one guy's in jail.
Yeah.
Next question.
We had one homosexual here. He's resting permanently.
Wow.
He's in a cell, but he hasn't moved in a while, so not sure.
I don't know. We haven't fed him. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We haven't fed him or given him water in, is it a year and a half? So I don't know.
Somebody's
going to.
Okay.
Now that you reminded me, we'll go check on him, see how he's doing.
Damn.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Anytime in life you got to make a change this big, it is really hard and it's stressful. And so when you're buying or selling a home, then you need a realtor by your side who really knows what they're doing and is committed to their craft and has a great track record. Well, you're going to find all those things in a real estate agent I trust at realestateagentsitrust.com. We'll set you up with a great realtor, somebody who gives you really great advice so that you can get the most money for your home or get the most home for your money, or maybe both because you're relocating. It is a stressful process, and this is to help remove some of that stress for you. Plus, it's a free service. You don't pay a dime for it. We just set you up with your realtor. It's that easy. They're fans of the show. You're going to have a lot of things in common with them, and you'll get your house sold. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed continues.
Something else that Disney can oppose and have a fit over. Yesterday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had a message about where the military is headed under President Trump.
We are leaving wokeness and weakness behind.
Nice.
No more pronouns. No more climate change obsession.
Thank you.
No more emergency vaccine mandates. No more dudes in dresses.
Wait, what?
We're done with that.
Nice.
Oh, you hateful son.
What was that? What's from?
What is wrong with having a man in a dress in the military? What is wrong with that?
I mean, that's been happening since Korea.
Right?
So in the documentary MASH, we had...
there was a corporal
trying to get out
in
of
that
the
documentary.
Army. He was using it to his advantage to get out.
Yeah, that's true. How you couldn't get away with that today.
No.
You could not do MASH today because he presented it as if it was something crazy.
Yeah.
And that can't be. You can't have that. So one place dudes in dresses is still a thing is the U.S. Congress, where Representative Sarah McBride, formerly known as Tim McBride, recorded this important message for us.
We are on our way to the House floor to vote on what is possibly the dumbest bill we could be spending our time on. Legislation to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. This is ridiculous.
Me?
And look, you might think that we're doing this because it's another opportunity for House Republicans to be sycophantic to the man in the White House.
Are his legs crossed?
But the other reason why we're doing this is, despite how unpopular this name change is, they would rather us be talking about nixing the Gulf of Mexico rather than talking about how House Republicans are trying to nix healthcare for millions of Americans. They would rather us talk about the Gulf of Mexico than talk about how Donald Trump's reckless and erratic tariff policy is crashing the economy. Changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico in this economy.
End of the ride.
What the hell are we doing here?
Get out of the car.
I don't know.
I mean, it stopped 10 minutes ago, and you're still battling in that little handheld microphone.
That's a congressional. It goes.
I love the little microphone. We got to get that little handheld in there. But
so ridiculous.
The irony of Tim McBride complaining about a name change is beautiful.
What do you mean?
Oh, God. I can't believe they've got us voting on a Gulf of America thing. This guy.
A name change, man, that's dumb
That's
over
crazy.
there.
What a
Can you
waste of
believe
time.
What a maroon and name change. That's a stupid idea.
Is that you, Tim?
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. I mean, that's me.
This is my stop.
What's her name, Tina?
Sarah. It's me, Sarah. Over there.
Woo, thank you, Delaware, for the comedy gold that you voted for in November.
That's awesome.
So great. Yeah, because they'd already transitioned, right?
No. I think Tim's just a cross-dresser. I don't know.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
pretty sure.
Tim has had full surgery.
No, I mean, how many do? Not that many, really.
Yeah.
Right?
No, they just like dressing up in women's clothes.
Yeah.
And then they can't go to that Disney park and, let's see here. I don't think that's the thing. They hide this stuff. They hide this information about if they actually, because they dare you to question their sincerity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can we stop with it? Why? We still haven't gotten a good answer on why the little lava mic. What are you doing? Why is this a thing now?
I don't know, but I will say this.
I hate it.
I will say this.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What?
Don't
what are you
you dare.
I will say this.
No.
Yeah.
I saw a promotional video from a company that's run by you that did the same thing.
A company that's run by me?
That's correct. I saw a Keksi promo video that they were passing the lava mic back and forth in the video.
All right. Somebody's head's
Put your foot down.
I thought,
that's awesome.
Really? Was it Sean?
No.
His wife?
It was someone's wife.
Mine?
That's correct.
Really? Jackie was using the little lava mic?
That's correct.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
I thought you were going to say that.
That's got to stop.
Sarah Tim McBride looked good in a dress. That's where I thought you were going.
Oh, it's a pretty blue dress.
That is unacceptable. All right. Something that's definitely acceptable is grilling season. It's here now, and that means it's time to get outside, flip a steak over, and claim victory. But let's be honest, if you're grilling with sad, flavorless grocery store beef, you're losing right now.
Yeah.
Your grill knows when you're holding back on it. You know, they do. It does. You wouldn't take your significant other to a cheap steakhouse, so why throw a cheap steak on her grates? If you want to keep the fire alive, get real Texas-raised beef from Tri-Tails Beef. No weak cuts, no corporate fillers, just pasture-raised, grain-finished Black Angus beef straight from the ranch to your door. And right now, when you order over $349 worth, you get a free choice New York strip. Just go to trybeef.com/Pat Grills. That's trybeef, TRYBEEF, trybeef.com/Pat Grills. Your grill will thank you. Your palate will thank you. And I will thank you. That's trybeef.com/Pat Grills.
Follow Pat on X @PatUnleashed. Pat Gray Unleashed returns after this.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy wants to bring air traffic control into this century. That seems a little ambitious to me. Are you sure you should be doing this? It's currently, if you're not aware, just a little outdated. The way they do it now, the way they work air traffic control is that the pilots have to build a fire in the cockpit when they get close to an airport. Then they open a window and throw a blanket over the fire and then remove it. Yeah, and so they send the smoke out in little patterns like that, and the air traffic controllers then see the smoke signal, and then the air traffic controllers tap back a Morse code signal.
Holy crap.
And then that's how
why it gets so cold when I'm flying, because the pilots keep opening the damn window.
Open the
They've done
window.
a pretty good job, though.
Okay.
So, now we're going to get a sweeping overhaul, I guess. Here's what he said.
I want to first start off by talking about how historic
Can we not do
this
that
day
anymore?
the fact that the FAA is going to undertake an initiative that has never been done before. The fact that today we have 55 different groups that are here with us. Groups that might not always agree on every issue, but on this issue, they're here together with one voice supporting what we are going to roll out today.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. I think the photographer is a little intrusive. I mean, can we figure out a better
Why? What is that? You got to take a photo of the audience? Is that what he's doing?
Yes, with the audience, but with him.
From the perspective of Sean Duffy.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Do we really need that?
Yes, we do.
What are you doing? Yeah, get out of there.
My wife being a photographer, yes, we absolutely need
have
that.
to.
I'm about to backhand you.
Right,
Get away.
thank you.
Get out of here. What are you doing?
Done back there?
He did. He got the shot, and then he left.
Okay.
No, that is unacceptable.
Intrusive, right?
I'm sorry. Intrusive.
I'm glad.
Disagree.
Yes.
Wow.
The president called into the gathering, though.
In the process of fully replacing the technology at more than 4,600 air traffic control sites. That's a lot. And building 6 new state-of-the-art air traffic control coordination centers, which is the top. That's the tippy top of what you do, and it's the first time that there's been anything like this since the 1960s.
Listen to this.
We have a lot of equipment that's from the 1960s, if you can believe it. It doesn't even mesh with the plane. So we'll be purchasing 25,000 new radios and replacing hundreds of old radars. The radar systems are old and broken. And we'll install 4,000 new high-speed network connections using fiber optic cables, satellites, and wireless technologies, and we'll also install 174 new weather stations in Alaska. Alaska's prime time. So these actions will bring American air traffic control into the highest level of anybody, any country, anywhere in the world.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
I mean, it should
How pissed are you if you're Sean Duffy, though? First, First you gotta put up with the photographer.
Yes.
Then you want to make this big announcement in front of a crowd, but you're
just there to hold the phone up to the microphone.
You gotta let Trump do it over the phone. I mean, I'd be a little ticked if I was him.
That should be a T-shirt, though. Alaska is prime time.
No, it's not.
It's a good quote.
It is a good quote. It is.
It's really biggie tippy top there.
Yesterday, we played the clip of Bernie Sanders explaining why what he does is too important.
Better than you.
It's so important that he fly private, not commercial. Commercial is for little people like you.
You're not going to see him standing online and United.
No, you can't. I can't even imagine him being at the airport.
Neither can he.
Yeah, he can't either.
Neither can he.
Remember overtime yesterday, Pat, when we played the Frontier Airlines clip? I want that to be Bernie Sanders dealing with that chick.
That would be awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
I paid for this ticket. I should be on this flight.
I'm a senator.
Here's a little montage of hypocrite Bernie.
Today we say to Donald Trump and the fossil fuel industry that climate change is not a hoax, but is a massive threat, an existential threat to our country and the entire planet.
Your question is said, what are we going to do in decades? We don't have decades. But the scientists are telling us that we don't get our act together within the next 8 or 9 years. We're talking about cities all over the world, major cities going underwater.
You run a campaign and you do 3 or 4 or 5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. I think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United.
No,
waiting,
not you.
30,000 people are waiting. That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that.
No apologies. Not to the environment, not to you, not to my constituents.
In fact, I'm pissed you even brought it up.
Oh, he is. Oh, he's absolutely
pissed about that.
Must not be that
pressing of an issue, climate change.
I know, right? If you think, and he did say it, it's an existential threat to humanity.
Yeah.
Then you're not flying a private jet.
Right.
I don't care who you are or where you have to be.
I'm not positive, but I think when he said, we don't have 8 or 9 years, I think that was late December 2019. I think that was late 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we're still in the window.
Well, no, if we don't have 8 or 9 years, then we don't have until 2027. It should be any day now. We're out of time. So do your part, Bernie.
I'm sure he paid.
People are suffering. People are dying.
Yeah, listen to her.
Yeah, she believed it or pretended she did anyway.
She probably did because she's been told her whole life.
Yeah.
How dare you?
What is she doing these days?
He probably paid for some carbon offsets and he's fine.
She's trying to destroy Israel right now. That's what she's doing. That's her new thing.
Yeah,
she's a pro-Palestine.
Yep. She's a big-time pro-Hamas.
Jeffy just mentioned the carbon offsets. I was just thinking this the other day. When you pay those carbon offsets, like when you send something UPS or whatever the hell, Amazon tries to do this, where's that money going?
Plant a tree.
Yeah, they plant trees. There's different funds that you give to, but there's no specific.
It's not a scam at all.
How dare
you?
Plant trees. They plant trees.
Well, and that's because there's a hole in the sky where a tree once was, and somebody's making money on that, and we can't have it. So that's why we're putting the tree back.
It's okay if somebody's making money planting the tree.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine because it's a carbon
offset.
But we don't know how to make wood anymore. So what are you
gonna do?
In the sky where the tree once was. Somebody's making money.
Yeah. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. The deplorable Mr. Jackwagon tweets, future news. Pat Gray has fired his wife, Jackie, from the Keksi Cookie Company for the heinous act of holding a lavalier microphone during a Keksi promo.
I was embarrassed for you, I'll tell you that.
Here it is. There she is. Oh, my gosh, she really is.
Got you something you actually like.
Pass it back.
You don't have to water these, and they taste good.
Genius. That's good.
Wow.
See, it was the quality of the video, though, overrides the lava lamp situation.
Does it, though?
Yeah, or lava mic.
Because I feel like it doesn't.
It does.
I feel like it doesn't.
It does. That was spectacular. What great actors.
All right. The Universal Studio. Right there.
Really good.
Yeah. And you don't have to water the cookies.
Yeah. No, you don't have to water the cookies.
That would be so.
That's good.
Cute.
Yeah,
It'd be great if we could have heard her say it with the mic. The other girl had it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the rest of the show we should just
good.
sit here like this.
Well, we have microphones in front of us, but that's the point. I would just the video on any app screen now, the holding of the mic became a thing, and I don't know why that is.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Instead of just pinning it on your
or put a microphone in front of your face to use the microphone.
An microphone.
It's so heavy and bulky. It looks a lot better when it's just a little lava mic.
Does it?
It's more distracting.
Because it doesn't really.
It is. Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't really.
No. Nope.
I mean, maybe you tape it to a long stick so you get that Bob Barker thing.
I want the Bob Barker microphone.
Me too.
That would be cool.
I like that.
I wouldn't mind that.
The Gene Rayburn one that was like 8 feet long. Okay.
Gene Rayburn, Bob Barker, they both had those skinny little
Yes, they did.
long mics.
Yes, they did. Gene could talk to you in the next room.
Funny.
All right, so we've got Tom Tillis, who is blocking Ed Martin.
Yeah.
Senator Tom Tillis, Republican Senator Tom Tillis, blocking Ed Martin from becoming the D.C. prosecutor. So Trump appointed Fox News host Jeanine Pirro as the top prosecutor in D.C. Is that interim? Is that just for now?
I think it is.
I think it is, but he's out now, right? Ed Martin is out now.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just appoint him. Couldn't he have just said, all right, fine, I'm going to appoint him
right
on the interim basis?
That's a great point.
And then deal with that later, Senate.
Do that.
I don't know.
Hey.
You guys can fight over who you want to appoint, but right now, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Instead, he gives it to the judge. Oh, weird.
It is weird.
It's weird. Also weird is this, Ed was getting an interview or something, and some chick came up and spit on him. Do we have that clip?
Gosh.
That was
we need to get really focused.
You are Ed Martin.
How you doing?
Oh.
What are you?
Wait, this... What is up, America?
Insane.
What was her deal?
You are Ed Martin. Puh. So weird. Okay, good.
All right.
So,
these are classy people.
Yeah.
You know, they really are.
So we've got drama also with the,
and we see it more and more.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know that
people are mentally
guess
ill
we
now.
can say that there's more of it, but I mean, I see more of it, and it's really disturbing.
It is.
Something needs to happen, and I don't know if it's in the water. They need to stop drinking the water. Maybe it's the dye.
Maybe it's the vaccine.
Maybe it's the dye.
Could be the vaccines.
Couldn't be that.
No,
Could be all of the above.
Couldn't be that. Oh, I missed that one.
Silly.
Okay, so
it's the mRNA.
Can we talk about the Surgeon General issue that's happening now? How Trump pulled the Dr. Neo, what's her name? I forget. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a Watt or whatever her name is. Yeah.
And so then he
So she's out?
So she's out.
Yeah, she's out.
Okay, so then he puts Casey Means in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now there is a rebellion from many people on our side.
Because he's in or she's out? Or both?
No, because Casey is in.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, I mean, Glenn talked to Nicole Shanahan, new Blaze host, yesterday, saying Maha has been infiltrated by people like Casey Means, and this is not good. And in fact, I mean, she even tweeted out, listen to this, it doesn't make any sense. I was promised that if I supported RFK Jr. and his Senate confirmation that neither of these siblings, the Means, would be working under HHS. I don't know if RFK very clearly lied to me or what is going on. It's been clear in recent conversations. He's reporting to someone regularly who is controlling his decisions and isn't President Trump. He talked about she continued in her tweet, talking about how the Means seem to be Manchurian assets. It's very interesting.
What?
Yeah. So then RFK himself tweeted out a very long tweet. I'll just
shut up, Nicole.
Basically,
no, he didn't say that.
He called the attacks on Casey Means absurd. And to call her unqualified because she left the medical system completely misses the point of what we're trying to accomplish with Maha. Keksi is the perfect choice for Surgeon General precisely because she left the traditional medical system, not in spite of it. And he goes on to slander and vilify Keksi the same way they try to defame me and President Trump is unacceptable.
But he doesn't address, does he say that he didn't lie to Nicole?
He doesn't talk to her directly in this. His former running mate, don't forget, Nicole Shanahan. And then the last thing I will say on this is that Mary Talley Bowden, a doctor, said that last week RFK told Dr. Kelly Victory that she was going to be the new pick for Surgeon General. I was with her last weekend, and she told me and others Kelly was passed over because of her outspoken stance against the mRNA shots. Clearly, RFK has no power. I don't know. A lot of weird drama going on with the Surgeon General situation, and I don't quite understand all of this.
I mean, they're fighting over the mRNA, right? Because Trump is pulling funding on a lot of the mRNA technology studies and advances. So,
but you would think then if he had told someone who is against mRNA, are we sure that Trump is against? I hadn't heard that. That would be news to me that he's actually.
I thought I read where they were pulling funding. For
Interesting. That. So I don't know what's going on, but it's very strange.
Something going on in Dallas-Fort Worth, too. The DFW area, the Metroplex, if you will.
Yes.
And I think you will. The Metroplex is sinking faster than any other inland
Why
U.S.
are you looking
city.
at me?
Yeah, why are you
looking at me?
I'm not looking at you.
You're just across the room from him.
You're just you just happen to be in my line of sight.
I don't appreciate the tone
I
in
will
your
say
look.
this: it all began in 2012 when you moved here.
Oh, connect the dots, yo!
It started.
That cannot be true.
It started slowly sinking in 2012. Which coincidentally coincides with the arrival of Jeff Fisher.
I want to appeal the findings.
To quote Jeff Fisher, "Don't go bogging me down with facts."
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know when it started. But here's the thing. Dallas and Fort Worth are sinking faster than other inland cities.
Weird.
And a group of researchers measured using satellite observations.
That's weird how they do that.
Wow, you can do that from a satellite?
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. They were sending up the new satellites to count the trees and stuff because the old ones weren't doing it properly. So they've got new ones now that can penetrate everything.
Okay.
Crazy.
The vertical displacement in 28 urban cities across the U.S. found that Dallas and Fort Worth are sinking at a rate of about 4 millimeters per year. The second and third most of the 22 largest U.S. cities.
Well, we know that Fort Worth is probably doing more than that due to the roads. We see evidence of that every day.
I mean, the road situation in Dallas-Fort Worth is perplexing. I mean, fix the streets!
They're trying, Pat.
No, they're not.
But they're sinking. They're trying,
they're
but
not.
they're sinking. They are.
They're not. I'm telling you.
I see them construction crews out all the time.
The same massive holes that were here when we first got here continue to be there today.
To sink. They fix them and they sink. There goes the hole again.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Yeah. Some of these streets are like driving over road graders. It's like. Who tore this thing up? They must have done it on purpose. It's so bad.
It's like a make-work project.
Yeah.
It's a sight to behold. Driving around Fort Worth.
It's incredible. And we're sinking. So congratulations.
And we're sinking.
I had to get new tires. And I just got the car last month.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get new tires, too.
Wow.
I walked out of here last week with a flat tire.
Were missing from the tires. It's bad.
It is bad.
Perhaps maybe you should drive better.
Well, I don't drive.
Is that what it is?
The car drives itself, so I don't do the driving. I just sit.
I love that.
Do you ever use that feature? Do you use it all the time?
That's how I get here.
Seriously?
Yes.
You just let the car take you?
The car will take me.
Do you? Oh, that's interesting. So, for anybody who might have missed it, Kris recently bought a Tesla.
Prices are down.
And so
it was on clearance. It was
awesome. we got it.
It was on clearance.
And it is self-driving, and it's
yes, sir.
can it go all the way from your house to here?
Yes.
By itself?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll do everything you need it to do in traffic
to
and
get me here.
Get you here.
It will slow down and everything.
Slows down, turns corners. You don't have to do anything?
The only thing that gets confused is because the stupid cones right here when we leave and they block that right lane. It gets confused on that and then wigs out. But that's just me going home. I'm awake by the time I'm going home.
Wait, what? Hold on.
So wait,
wow.
In the morning, napping on the way in?
Because I thought, that's what you need it for. That's what you need it to be good at, is to traverse the roads when there's issues.
Well, the cones. There's just too many cones.
Cones. It can't handle cones. It can handle everything else, but
everything
not
else
cones.
with the cone.
Whole cone is way too. That's too complex.
Okay. Yeah. So when we find you in the middle of this giant,
you'll know it was a cone.
It was a cone.
Yeah, it was a cone. That's why he.
Like
crashed.
I said, I only need it on my way in because I'm half asleep and it takes care of itself. But on the way home, I'm okay.
Somebody toss a cone out there though on the
way
in.
So it'll stop at a red light and do all those things.
Stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Goes when you want it to. When the light turns green.
Yes.
Wow.
But no cones.
But no cones.
Though.
No cones.
It's like the facial recognition. You can't smile because then it doesn't recognize your face.
So it doesn't recognize orange things?
No, it does. It just wigs out. It's like, oh, is it in my lane or is it on the next lane?
So you then have to take the wheel.
Yeah, it'll go boom boom. It'll turn off and then
it'll wake you up when it does that?
Yeah, it does.
Does it fight you to take it back?
It does fight me to take it back, yes.
Yeah.
So I have not tried this, but my vehicle has lane assist. If I just don't fight it, could I drive in all the way?
Yes.
I think so.
God, that's risky, man.
That's amazing.
I don't know if
it takes a lot of guts to let the machine drive.
Especially the first time. Especially the first
Yeah.
couple times because you're so used to doing it all.
Yes.
Were you pretty nervous about it when you first did it?
Oh, yes.
And you're not now?
No, because like I said, my parents have one, so I've been using theirs, but it's fun.
Wow.
It's fun.
Interesting. I don't know if I could.
I like the idea of it. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I don't know if I could be that trusting though. I don't know. I'd be nervous that something would
Do you
go
have to
haywire.
be in the front seat?
Yes.
Behind the wheel?
Yes. You have to be on the front.
Yeah,
you have to be in the front seat holding the wheel. And you have to show a little bit of force.
That's what I figured.
So you can't
if I can't just hop in the back seat
no,
and tell it to go home.
Not yet.
So
not
hold on. So you could not, in theory, just recline.
No. You have to show
your hands
force.
have to be on the wheel?
Your hands have
the
to
whole
show
time.
force
What's
that
the
you
point?
like.
Then what's the point?
Then why not just drive it if your hands have to be on it?
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. Now you're asking me way too
Your hands
many
have to be on
logical
it? You can't take your hands off the steering wheel?
No, it'll tell you, please put your hands back on.
Holy crap. What time do you leave for work in the morning? I got to make sure that I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
That's stupid. Elon, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's not that. I thought you could just sit back.
The guy
and
was
remember,
smart.
he has a little asterisk when he says full driving.
Yeah,
is because it's not really.
It's not really full driving.
No, you have to be in control of the vehicle
for legal purposes.
Yes.
Yes. For sure, that's
but
what
hold
that
on
is.
a second. So we have to show force, as you call it, in the Tesla, right? To allow it to drive us down the road.
Yes.
But we're turning over within the next few years 10% of tractor trailers to be completely automated with no human being in the cab at all.
And supposedly they've already been doing that.
They've already been doing it. Yeah.
They've already been doing driverless semis.
We talked about it on Wednesday. I mean, they've done over 1,200 hours already
in
alone.
Texas, I think. Yeah.
And I've seen them. I saw them, the test semis with drivers, but I haven't seen one without. And I've been looking lately,
so
too.
to recap.
Thank you, Keith, for saying that. Thank you.
The tractor trailer barreling down the interstate at 70 miles an hour.
Nobody's in it.
No human being in it at all. Chris takes his hands off the wheel, and all of a sudden the Tesla's going to shut down.
Please put your hands back on the wheel. Put your hands back on the wheel.
But yeah,
a cone.
But the semi, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No,
it's not.
Going 80, and there's
That's the thing. It
no
won't
one
be
in
going
it.
80, right? Because I think those semis will have limiters on them as far as speed limit goes.
You would hope.
Well, at least minimum 65.
Yeah, it said minimum 65, maximum 75 or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
Cone.
Interesting.
Cone.
All right. So, if you've got vacation days to use, but you're bored visiting the same places, it's definitely time to find something new. This portion of the podcast sponsored by Harvest Hosts. If you own or rent an RV with a Harvest Host membership, you get unlimited, no fee, overnight RV stays at 9,500 locations across the U.S. and Canada.
That's awesome.
All you have to do is sign up for $79 per year and then book your favorite destinations and enjoy unique RV stays all year long. Forget about parking your RV at a boring rest area. Harvest Hosts lets you stop overnight at amazing locations like wineries, orchards, museums, farms, golf courses, drive-in movie theaters, and a lot more. Add adventure to your travels, all while discovering new destinations and supporting unique businesses across the country. Just go to harvesthosts.com, use the code UNLEASHED, and you'll get 20% off your Harvest Host membership. Harvest Hosts makes trip planning really easy with their mapping tool. You can filter by attraction type, by rig length, and a lot more to show all the host locations that are on your route. All you have to do is pick your destination and book the travel. Most hosts confirm you within 5 minutes, and with over 50,000 five-star reviews, you're going to find somewhere that you absolutely love, and you're going to love that journey. Once again, that's harvesthosts.com. Get 20% off, and make sure you use my promo code UNLEASHED so they know that I sent you. harvesthosts.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
Good to see things are back to business as usual in Afghanistan. The Taliban took in $3.4 billion in revenue over the last year, boosted their cash supply by 14%, amid the return of Afghanistan as a central safe haven for terrorist organizations across the Middle East. Isn't that great?
Well, they were still getting USAID money last year.
Yeah, they were. Yes, they were.
I mean,
and hopefully that will stop.
Gone. Yeah.
But this is just one of the many reasons I'm so done with getting involved in foreign wars. We were in Afghanistan for 20 stinking years. 20 years.
Right.
And they're right back to where they were when this all started. I don't...
It's almost as if it was for nothing.
Yes, it is almost like that.
God bless the young people that we lost there.
Yep. I feel so badly about that. The repercussions of Biden administration's disastrous withdrawal in 2021 continue to reverberate across the country. Multiple Al-Qaeda affiliates access American-supplied weapons seized from the former Afghan National Army. So not only did we leave, but we left the weapons behind. It was reported at the time $80 billion worth. So Al-Qaeda just moved in and took it over. Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, they're right back to where they started. Jeez. Yeah, we left 78 aircraft. 78. I guess that's jets and helicopters.
And they got to be able to fly.
40,000 military vehicles. 40,000.
Wow.
300,000 weapons. Left them all there. And congratulations, the terrorists just got a whole free stockpile of weaponry from us. You're welcome.
And regular payments going to the Taliban until Doge stepped in.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. And I can't imagine if you did a tour in Afghanistan, how you must feel now. I mean, what was it about?
I wasted my time.
You wasted your time. Yeah, there's a guy. Don't you dare roll your eyes at Kris Cruz and his service. He did the tour in Afghanistan.
Okay. Sure did. That's where I lost half of my memory right there.
Right.
PTSD.
Okay.
I was standing at a gate. I'll give you that.
Standing at a gate.
But a bomb went off.
And a bomb went
somewhere in Afghanistan. And you felt it.
No. How close was it, Kris? In reality, how close was it?
Oh, no.
So, I don't know.
You were at the barracks at the time, right?
Yes, I was at the barracks, yes.
Yeah.
So, it was behind us. So I would say from here to Glen.
Okay. Yes. That's where it was. Okay.
20 feet.
Okay.
20 feet.
Were you there,
No,
Jeff
I was
Fisher?
not.
No, you were
No,
not.
I was not.
Was Jeff? Did you see him there?
You know
Kris,
what?
or was
I'm trying. I lost about 20 seconds of my life, so maybe he was in those 20 seconds.
I already said I was.
So I can't say that. But I have a picture of the bomb, so I'll post that on X.
Oh, do that. Yeah,
I'll post that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your service. And this must hurt, especially.
Oh, yes, and
that must really.
The night that we landed, an Army soldier lost his life because a bomb went through his wall and killed him in his barrack. So I was underneath a dome for like 4 hours until they clear everything out.
What year was this?
2009. Yes, 2009.
Wow. So, yep. It's back to its 2002 invasion levels now.
What was the point? All for nothing.
Yep.
Sad.
It is. And a good reminder that we should stop doing this because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Right.
Okay, we lost a whole bunch of lives and treasure in Afghanistan and then turned it right back over to them. So I don't know why, what that
and they
was
still hate
for.
us.
And they still hate us. Yeah, probably more than before.
I mean, if you want to attack, if you want to, go back to 9/11, and we have to respond, right? You just don't rebuild. You just break stuff and get out. I think nation building is the big.
I mean, if we are directly attacked by somebody,
we have to.
Yeah, you have to respond that way.
I mean, that's what we did with the Hootie and the Blowfishes, right? We have to. And Biden did not. Trump did.
Right.
I mean, I know that they didn't make a deal with Israel, so that's another point of contention. But with the Houthis and the Blowfishes made a deal with Trump.
Yeah.
So if they even think about attacking the U.S. again, we need to, and I believe that this president will put an end to it.
They'll be dealing with a cracked rear view.
Yes.
Well, we seem to have accomplished that goal.
Yes, we have.
Because the goal was, all right, stop attacking our shipping and everybody else's shipping. Stop it. And now they said they're going to. So we'll see if that holds up. I don't know if they made the same deal with Israel.
Did not.
I don't think so, but a little pounding went a really long way.
Yes, it did.
There, that was pretty good.
Yes.
All right, 888-900-3393. Use that number again on Monday when we will see you again on this particular program. We do have overtime coming up. Have a great weekend. Great Mother's Day weekend.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.